Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, man. Welcome to Beyond Classic Rock. Today, I've got yet another tribute reaction coming your way, man. It's the season. Remember, I warned y'all that we're going to have a whole bunch of really great, influential people pass. It's the season, man. It comes with the late summer and the fall, I find. So, this particular time, we've got a really, really influential reggae legend who has passed, man. Lee Scratch Perry has passed. He lived a nice, fruitful life, but the feeling of loss will always be there. Of course, you know that our great heroes are going to pass by, but it's always saddening to do so. Such is life, it's a reality, but you know, it doesn't diminish the feeling of loss and sadness all the same. So, before I pop this off, first off, I want to apologize for it being so late. I mean, Lee passed on Sunday. I found out on Monday, and with my busy life and the fall season really ramping up at work and everything, it took me this long to get my ducks in a row to actually do this tribute. So apologies for all concerned, especially to this lady, Amy Brooks. Thanks very much for alerting me, Amy, and letting me know. Amy has also sent us some information and also a couple of things to react to. So first, what we'll do is we'll be checking out Disco Devil, an interview with Perry, Crab Years, and finally introducing myself live at Maritime Hall in San Francisco. And then after, what I'll do is I'll read kind of like an article tribute from Rolling Stone to Lee Scratch Perry. So Amy says to me, "Hey Wayne, another very sad loss has come our way. Lee Scratch Perry's death, even though at a ripe old age of 85, really makes my heart ache. I have such great memories seeing him live back in the 90s at least 3 times. In fact, I was at the show at the Maritime in San Francisco that I've included a clip from here. He was so out there, such a maverick, and so fascinating and magnetic. His shows were some of the trippiest, deep pocket musical experiences of my life. Hope you enjoy this assemblage that showcases a range of his songs, as well as an intro to Perry as an innovative and important producer." Yeah, absolutely. I know of him mainly through my parents. My pops, he's from Jamaica, and my mom is from Guyana. And so with them coming over here, they've had exposure to him from both sides, you know, both in North America and back in the Caribbean. So definitely, you know, it's something that my father is feeling, especially right now. So let's do this, man. What we'll do is we'll group them back to back in a tight grouping so that there doesn't have to be any kind of read in between. So we're just gonna go through all of the reaction, and then afterwards we'll have a tribute and a review. Okay? All right. My pop is still recovering from the loss of Dusty Hill. He's always seen ZZ Top as more of a blues band, so it's one of these things for him. And so now this. Yeah, I feel for you, Pops. All right, so a tribute to Lee Scratch Perry, starting with Radio Blue Art. Let's get it. Cheers.
Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm gonna chase you out of earth. I'm gonna put on an iron shirt and chase Satan out of earth. I'm gonna put on an iron shirt and chase the devil out of earth.
You got a disco devil
disco rebel. Level the disco devil. Dress as a disco rebel. No matter make no trouble. For in your pool a rebel. No matter make no trouble. For in your pool a rebel.
Bass groove is sweet. With reggae music for me, it was always the bass groove that carried the song. That's what I connected to the most. Listen to that. And where would reggae music really be without the presence of the ladies singing background? It's like a haunting echo it has to be there, you know what I mean? It's as much a part of the reggae sound as everything else.
Feeling fresh, feeling good, feeling all the way, man. I said today, this feeling rain, rock high.
Junior Mervyn, Upsetters and the Heptones all rehearse here.
Scratch's real name is Lee Perry. He regards all the greats, including Bob Marley. Even Paul McCartney is coming here from England, because Scratch has a sound and a
Johnny
rhythm
Nash.
of his own.
Let's not forget Johnny Nash.
He calls it rockers. When Scratch begins a session, first he balances drum and bass for the basic rhythm. Ghetto music, always drum and bass.
It's the magic elixir, baby.
Then Scratch will balance all the other instruments till he's ready to start recording. When the balance is right, the upsetters lay down the rhythm track. That's how reggae is recorded.
Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Though there seems to be
Yeah,
no kind of
clap.
order or discipline, Scratch knows exactly what he wants, and the musicians respect that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
By other people's standards, the instruments may sound distorted, the balance way off. But it's just these rough edges that give reggae the kind of raw sound they can never copy abroad.
Very distinct. It's a personality.
When Scratch is happy with the rhythm, he'll get Junior Mervyn and the Heptones to put the vocals on. Rhythm and then lyrics. That's how Scratch describes reggae.
That's how you build it.
Rhythm from the ghetto, lyrics from the streets.
Yes, Rasta. Play on, Mr. Music.
of the show. Oh, play on, Mr. Music. Play on. Won't you play on, Mr. Music? Play on. Rather dick in the corner is making me sick. The drummer's about to roll his stick. So play on, Mr. Music. Play on. Won't you play on, Mr. Music? Play on. Say, play, play, play. Won't you play on? Yeah. Play, 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 play on.
Nice. It's always interesting to see how someone constructs their music. There's different approaches, of course. But just this stream of music alone with the bass groove, this is all you need to play at a party all night long. You can play this piece right here all night long at a reggae jam, at a reggae party. We will do everything with this. We will sit, we will eat, we will drink, we will laugh, we'll talk. When we feel like it, we'll get up, we'll dance a little bit, we'll smoke a little bit, then we'll sit down again and we'll chill throughout the entire night. For like 5-6 hours, this is all you need to play. Seriously. Don't even need vocals. What it's doing for me is it's taking me back to pretty much every party that my parents have thrown, and where almost every jam song sounds just like this. And I'm visualizing everything that was happening in the room, what we were doing, the jokes we were telling, and the food we were eating. There is character and substance to a stream of music like this with just a bass groove.
It's been a great pleasure sharing this night with you. And the heaven know I love you. And if I didn't love you, I would not say I do.
Amy is in here, man.
May I introduce myself?
Let me introduce myself.
I was the first scientist who built the first laboratory. And I burn it down with fire. I burn it down with fire. The first laboratory, Block Art Studio, Block Art Indoor. I'm a secret laboratory. Poverty and Mr. Lee Scratch Ferry. Ever ready, 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 ready. Steady, 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 and the ever, ever, ready. The people, I teach the disciples. They get the rocket like a bone again. The younger boy won't train. The teleport our brain. That then I come down rain. And then I feel no pain. And then you call to me change. Me don't want no pain. You can let me make me play. In another yard of my bed. Guy, and $1 million weekend. Get it corner. And then they tell your best friend.
He's got time to take some
You
puffs
can
in
come right
between.
back again. Hey, I come on, let's do it in the bush of my red. Take it, every bravery, in it, every bravery, a rocket, in the bush of my bravery. Say, rock my run in the bush of my bravery. Hey, in the bush of my bravery. In the my favorite in the bush of my favorite in the bush of my favorite in the bush of my favorite rock my soul in the bush of my favorite Lincoln, every Lincoln, the secret laboratory mixer. He tries out. He's just taking the to the top smart. And there's a rock. The terrain, the Mr. Lee Scratch Ferry. You are ready, 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 ready. Trailer down, in the top of that leg. Ah, that's the rockin' on
I
the
wish
heart
the
like a
camera would
rock.
pan into the crowd.
It's solid rock, it's solid, solid, solid rock. It's solid rock, it's solid in top. It's solid in rock, and the solid come back. We get the come back, and the solid come back. Tickety, tickety, tick tock, tock. Can you make me, can make me back, back? Yeah, come on, baby. Come on, my baby. Come on, my baby. Yeah, no, baby. From the secret laboratory. From the secret laboratory. The secret laboratory. The secret laboratory. You go buy one plane, and they go call it Jane. Now when it come down rain, then they gotta heal my brain. Rock my soul in the bosom of my baby. My soul in the bosom of my baby. My soul in the bosom of my baby. Say! The secret laboratory. Hallelujah, ja, ja. Hallelujah. Ja, 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 ja. Raja, ja, ja. Raja, ja, ja. Abba, ja, 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 ja. Allah, Allah. Ali Dala. Dede kekte dede nan baba. Dede vampire.
I'm guessing he's probably around in his late 60s, early 70s here. Still looking good, man. No bags under his eyes.
Ready, more than Freddy. Then I reckon and the rock you steady. Gang, 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 gang. Check it, change.
All right. There you have it, folks. A look at the man in all of his glory. You talk about the influencers. You talk about the key pillars that help to move along, push along a movement, and somebody who fought for balance, equality, and to get our way of life through our music out there. He's one of those people, one of the great influencers, I call them, and there's a couple of them like that. And whenever I do a tribute, you'll hear me use those terms, one of the great influencers. This is definitely Lee Perry. So let's do this, man. First, we will do just a super quick read on what Wikipedia has to say about him. And then we will get into a little bit more nuts and bolts with the Rolling Stone tribute bio. So, Lee Perry. Lee Scratch Perry, born Rainford Hugh Perry, the 20th of March 1936 to the 29th of August 2021, was a Jamaican record producer and singer, noted for his innovative studio techniques and production style. Perry was a pioneer in the 1970s. Perry was a pioneer in the 1970s development of dub music with his early adoption of remixing and studio effects to create new instrumental or vocal versions of existing reggae tracks. He worked with and produced for a wide variety of artists, including Bob Marley and the Wailers, Junior Murvin, the Congos, Max Romeo, Adrian Sherwood, Beastie Boys, R.I.P, The Clash, The Orb, and many others. And Johnny Nash. And let's do our Rolling Stone read here. Rolling Stone says, Lee Scratch Perry, reggae giant and dub pioneer, dead at 85. Prolific reggae singer, producer, and studio wizard who reinvented the genre and pushed the boundaries of Jamaican music, died Sunday. Lee Scratch Perry, a monumental reggae singer, producer, and studio wizard who pushed the boundaries of Jamaican music and, as a byproduct, rock, hip-hop, and dance, with his explorations into dub, has died at the age of 85. The Jamaican Observer reports that Perry died Sunday at the Noel Holmes Hospital in Western Jamaica. Yo, that's where my dad was born. Cause of death was unknown at press time. Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, tweeted Sunday, "My deep condolences to the family, friends, and fans of legendary record producer and singer Rainford Hugh Perry OD, affectionately known as Lee Scratch Perry. He has worked with and produced for various artists, including Bob Marley and the Wailers," and this basically is echoing the exact same thing that my read on Wikipedia said. May his soul rest in peace. Beastie Boys' Mike D wrote on social media Sunday, "We send the most love and respect we can to Lee Perry, who passed away. To his family and loved ones, and the many he influenced with his pioneering spirit and work, we are truly grateful to have been inspired by, worked with, and collaborated with this true legend. Let us all listen to his deep catalog in tribute." Unquote. Wonderful. Over a career spanning 7 decades, Perry was one of music's most prolific artists. Kiss My Neck, a book that lists Perry's entire recording output through the early 2000s, runs over 300 pages. You could never put your finger on Lee Perry. He's the Salvador Dali of music, Keith Richards told Rolling Stone in 2010. He's a mystery. The world is his instrument. You just have to listen. More than a producer, he knows how to inspire the artist's soul. Like Phil Spector, he has a gift of not only hearing sounds that come from nowhere else, but also translating these sounds to the musicians. Scratch is a shaman. Unquote. Keith Richards. It was Lee Perry's sound and the Jamaican Toasters that inspired us to start hip-hop, Afro Bambaataa said. Lee Scratch Perry transfigured reggae's looping cadence and R&B heart into something darker, holier, and more dangerous, a music of visionary rhythmic textures and biblical warrior vengeance, David Fricke wrote in his 1997 review of Arcology compilation. David Fricke of Rolling Stone. At Black Ark, Perry definitely operated on the crumbling margins of sanity. His own soul fire is anguished. Hallucinatory dub, the sound of a man driven to terror and incoherence. But for the most part, Perry was crazy like George Clinton, drawing dynamic performances from a fluid cast of singers and sidemen and camouflaging his calls for social change and spiritual retribution in cool licks and cartoonish mysticism. Unquote. Wow, that was really cool, whoever wrote that part. It's a quote here, but I don't know who quoted it. Okay. Perry's career in music began in the late 50s when he was employed to sell records for Clement Coxon, Dodd's downbeat sound system. By the early 60s, Dodd opened his famed Studio One with Perry, nicknamed Little at the time due to his 4'11" stature. It got his first experience in the recording studio, producing a few dozen songs for the label. Coxon never wanted, this is a quote, Coxon never wanted to give a country boy a chance. No way. He took my songs and gave them to people like Delroy Wilson. I got no credit, certainly no money. I was being screwed, unquote. This is Perry saying it. After falling out with Dodd, Perry jumped over to Joe Gibbs's rival label, Amalgamated Records, where Perry continued to produce in addition to furthering his own recording career as lead artist. Disagreements between the irascible Perry and Gibbs resulted in Scratch finally forming his own label, Upsetter Records, a nod to Perry's proclamation, "I am the Upsetter," in 1968. Thanks to his popularity in Jamaica and the UK, where his 1968 single, People Funny Boy, a slam at Gibbs, became a top 5 hit in 1973, Perry was able to build his own backyard studio in Kingston, which he named the Black Ark. Here, Perry's artistic endeavors led him to push the limits of the recording studio's relatively antiquated capabilities to create his versions. As the architect of the remix sound, Perry would layer or overdub his own rhythms with repetitive vocal hooks lifted from other songs, providing the blueprint for sampling in other genres, along with deep, reverberating bass, errant sound effects, and disembodied horn melodies, all stewed together. He made me think of stewed chicken, man, one of my favorite Jamaican dishes. The bass is the brain. Quote, "The bass is the brain, and the drum is the heart," Perry told Rolling Stone in 2010. Wow. No truer words have ever been spoken about reggae music. "I listen to my body to find the beat. From there, it's just experimenting with the sounds of the animals in the ark. Unquote. That was awesome. I gotta read that shit again. The bass is the brain, and the drum is the heart, Perry told Rolling Stone in 2010. I listen to my body to find the beat. From there, it's just experimenting with the sounds of the animals in the ark. Unquote. That is some cool shit to say. With his seasoned backing band, The Upsetters, a nod to Perry's proclamation, I am the Upsetter, Perry shepherded dub masterpieces like 73's Blackboard Jungle, The Upsetters' landmark 76 LP Super 8, and Perry's own Roast Fish Collyweed and Cornbread. Perry and his backing band commercially weaponized the dub sound as producer on numerous acclaimed mid-70s reggae records, Max Romeo's War in a Babylon, the Heptones' Party Time, the Congo's Heart of the Congos, and Junior Murvin's Police and Thieves, that helped establish Jamaican music as an international art form and powerhouse. Mervin's Police and Thieves, co-written by Perry, was covered by The Clash on their self-titled 1977 debut album. The reggae-indebted punk band also recruited Perry, who was in London to record Bob Marley's Punky Reggae Party, itself a tribute to The Clash's Mervyn cover, to produce their single Complete Control later that year. My pop was telling me that he met the band members of The Clash on a flight from Jamaica to London. As Perry once quipped about his appeal to the punk movement, if I want to spit here, I spit here. If I want to piss there, I piss there. I am punk. Unquote. Following the Black Ark era, Perry moved to England and the US before ultimately residing in Switzerland with his family. He would remain prolific for the next 3 decades, releasing new albums on his own at a yearly pace, working with longtime fans like the Beastie Boys, Hello Nasty's Dr. Lee, Ph.D., as well as frequent collaborations with Mad Professor, The Orb, Savatonic, Sound System, and Adrian Sherwood. In 2019, Perry released his twin LPs Rainford, his birth name, and Heavy Rain. The latter features guests like Brian Eno, who once hailed Perry as one of the geniuses of recorded music. As Beastie Boys Mike D said in the Perry biography People Funny Boy, quote, all 3 of us are all really inspired and influenced by Lee Perry's music and production. I think of it in terms of opening up truly infinite possibilities of sound and music by manipulating sounds through using the mixing board and every outboard effect and every potential tape speed to achieve sounds you might have in your head to make those a reality. Unquote. Wow. It's like a teacher to the students, man. And another quote here is, what a character. Totally ageless, extremely creative, with a memory as sharp as a tape machine, a brain as accurate as a computer. Perry's longtime collaborator, Mad Professor, wrote Sunday on social media. Quote, a clear understanding of the music and reggae industry. He guided me through the complicated reggae landscape, taught me how to balance a track and create hits. He knew it. I am happy to have learned from him. Unquote. Scratch's son, Sean Perry, said of his eccentric father in People Funny Boy, quote, Mr. Perry is an enigma, but trust me, he is ahead of his time. It's we who have to try to catch him up. Unquote. Catch up to him, I get you. And that is a really, really nice long tribute article from Rolling Stone of a great influencer, Lee Scratch Perry. Fantastic, man. Really fantastic. By now, being Wednesday, I'm sure that we've got more information describing the details surrounding his death. And we'll probably maybe do a follow-up and an update or something like that. But yeah, for now, man, cheers to a really, really great music influencer. It's the influencers that when they pass, those are the ones that you feel it the most. You know, the influencers are the ones who blaze the trail. The influencers are the ones who led by example. Even, I always visualize influencers as those people who take that walk down that road and it's at night and they know that they want to go, let's say, from New York to San Francisco. And they don't have light in front of them, but they know that if they just keep following a certain road, a certain path, and maybe even if they have to blaze a trail on their own, they're eventually going to get there. Those are the influencers, man. Sometimes not exactly sure where they're going to be, but they know where they're going to end up, and those are really, really great people of vision. And this person here, Lee Scratch Perry, he was one of those, man. So when the influencers pass, you really feel it. So with that said, again, y'all, sorry that this tribute is coming a little bit on the late side. Just letting you guys know, especially on this platform, the Beyond Classic platform, I'm into the fall season of work and life, and it gets super busy. You're not going to see daily uploads from me. You'll see maybe every other day, something like that. But where it comes to daily uploads, you're not going to see it for a little while. I'd say September and half into October is the really busy season for me. So don't think it's strange that you're not seeing daily uploads. I'm just really busy. It's on this platform, also on the Classic Rock platform. So you're going to see that, okay? Just so you know. Now, shout out to Jeffrey Davis, a special shout out. I pushed your reaction back a day or two just to get this in. So don't worry about your reaction. It's coming, brother. So thank you very much. I know that you'll understand. You are one of those great understanding patrons. So with that said, Amy Brooks, shout out to you. You're the shit. And thank you for alerting me to this. I would have had my head down and I would have been so busy. And a lot of the times these things pass me by. So thanks very much for this and knocking on my door and letting me know. That's really cool. All right. So with that said, y'all, I'm going to bounce. You guys have yourselves a good one. Say a prayer for the wonderful soul that this great influencer, Lee Scratch Perry. And may he rest in peace. He's definitely deserving. 85 years old. What a long, productive, and fruitful life, man. So fantastic. Shout out to you, sir. Take care. And everybody else, you guys have yourselves a good, safe week. And hopefully I'll get back onto this reacting animal as soon as I can. But yeah, I'm really in the weeds and I'm very busy these days. So we'll see what happens. And I know that Jeffrey's reaction is coming up after this. So that'll probably be, if not, hopefully if I have time later on tonight, definitely first thing tomorrow. So have a good one. Until then, I'll see you later. Peace.